Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, because kal ka takeaway, any takeaway, or anything that you remember that stayed with you of the last session? Let's start from there. I'll just. Anything
See,
that.
it was about the joy of meeting someone from your lineage, from your guru's guru.
Yeah.
So you was feeling some sort of closeness with him. You could relate to him,
Hmm.
and it was about the joy flowing
Yeah, the
through
joy.
you.
Yeah, the joy through me. Mm-hmm.
So,
So, could you feel that joy?
yes, obviously,
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So,
you've been radiating with joy, with happiness, and with a purpose.
yeah, right. Yeah, so thank you for sharing. So, what happens, what does this joy and happiness does to you is you want to hold on to it. Anything, if you really like it, you want it to last, right? This and that is called attachment also. You get attached to the experience that happens. And so for me, now the next thing that is like going on in my mind is how can I sustain, how can this experience stay with me, and how can I maximize it, internalize it, live it, breathe it, so that is my quest at this point of time. So hi Sumita, thank you for joining. Hi Sumita, thank you for joining. So that joy that, and I'm so grateful that these sessions are happening, because these are also a medium for expressing the joy and happiness that I have experienced. And again, it's I can relive it through these sessions also. So probably, somewhere down the line, I can just go back and reflect on uh, on this state and feel happy. So it's like a personal documentation of my experience, and I'm so happy and grateful for that, because earlier I have had experiences that are written as blogs, but this time I have these experiences as a, you can say maybe in the form of a package as a video, right? And it will be available. So probably, when I want to go back or have more experiences to add on to. So it's a beautiful opportunity, I must say, two-sided, from your side and from my side as well. So I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for that. So like I said, my quest is how can I make this experience long lasting, integrated with my energy, with my soul, my heart. How can I? So what I'm trying to do is, again, go through my notes, trying to visualize what I saw. So it's like a mental repeat that I'm trying to do in my mind so that things become more clear. So today, like, the first monastery that I went was Kichulakhang. So now I really want to be like, know about the entire place. And हमने, so mentally I was just saying कि हम यहाँ से enter किए थे. I saw some of the pictures that Sumita shared with me. So it was our first monastery, and there was this huge tree, जिसको आप पूरा hug भी नहीं कर सकते. It was so thick. So Sumita today shared that, and I was like, okay, yes, it all started from there. We walked down and we came and took a picture at the tree. So mentally, I was just, again trying to go that or visit that place. And you would have like seen almost 50, 60 statues, of different deities. And now recalling कि जब पहली बार खड़े हुए थे, तो what did I see is also, something that I'm forgetting. Okay, यहाँ की monastery में when I saw the Guru Padma Sambhav, how did he look? And the interesting part is that in Bhutan, you don't get to see the inside of the shrine. So I'm trying to Google what I saw in uh, Tiger Nest. It is not available. Not sure if you also try to do the same. And she wants to. She's not eaten lunch. Sumita, आपके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है? I'm trying to visualize. So कि जैसे किचुलाखांग में enter हुए थे तो पहला shrine. So now I went there and again typed in and I was like, okay, some description that I could get. So वो सारी memories ताजा हों. So there was a description about the two orange trees. Remember outside there was like two orange trees and he said कि बहुत कम and उस पे 12 महीने फल आते हैं. Yeshibi was showing us, no? And so I'm just trying to again visit and memorize all of that. So I don't forget. It should just be there. And then because the deities are called certain names, so you also tend to get confused. So Kijulakhan was a 7th century monastery, and they call it Jovo. So it's like there is a concealed Jovo Jamba statue, and I was like, Jovo Jamba, what did I see? What was the first deity that I saw? And we saw the Buddha Avalokiteshwar first time, on this side. बने थे. तो वो पहली deity क्या थी? I'm like still thinking it was like Buddha Maitreya. Yes.
So.
Exactly. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just, recreate the thing, writing it down so that I get the clarity. So for any place that we want to, like मेरे साथ पहली बार शायद या दूसरी बार हो रहा हो, but I want to recreate the entire thing again in my mind. I want to mentally visit now. So I physically visited. Now I want to mentally and emotionally visit that place. So I'm trying to, close my eyes and just go and see, okay. And then, but the good part is, some things you're getting. Like I remember there was this dent in the wooden floor where we stood, where he was telling that prostrate karke. There was this saint, jiske pair ban gaye the wahan pe. He prostrated. So I did stand there, but I'm still trying to visualize the deity. I remember there were a lot of crystals that were embedded जिस पे हम खड़े हुए थे, and then you were asking ये कौन सा ये कौन सा ये कौन सा. So I'm trying to recreate the entire thing in my mind so that it is very clear, and I can, when I want, I can just go and visit mentally also. So now this is a task because I've seen so many deities in so many caves and monasteries that now just summarizing what I saw where is a task. So I want to do that, and probably I'll just write down all my experiences in one place so that I can do that. And that will be like a good thing for me to do. So yeah, that is what I'm trying to do, getting all of my notes together, even revising the notes, and because I just want it to be permanent.
Once I asked my guru,
हाँ.
condition को maintain कैसे कर? So he said कि this can be done by revisiting it mentally. So अभी जो revisiting mentally.
Really?
Condition.
He said that?
He said that. और उन्होंने मजाक में एक चीज कही. He said कि जैसे कानपुर गए थे ना एक बार, वहां समोसा खाया था, तो उसका जो टेस्ट था बस वही याद करना है, तो तुम्हारा वो कनेक्शन हो जाएगा. So what you were trying to do is reprinting this in your subconscious. और एक बार ये हो गया तो this will go for years. कभी भी वो condition चाहे होगी तो वो recreate होगी.
Maybe that's such a validation, right? मैं यही करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ.
वो होगी, बिल्कुल सही कर रहे हो.
हाँ.
और you will get the experience, you will get also the condition.
Oh wow. So I'm doing the right thing. Good that I shared with you. So today, like, that was my task. I started with Kichulakang, I wanted to know, like, जैसे उन्होंने बताया 7th century. So now I want to know what 7th century actually meant at that point of time. We were thrown a lot of dates. ये तब का है, ये तब का है, but हमें timeline पता नहीं है. So I also want to know what was the timeline and how were things at that time when this happened. So all of that is like now attracting me to again, feel why it was placed there and how why it was needed at that point of time, what that 8 emanations of Padmasambhava meant, all of that. So it's a beautiful project that I've taken up. Maybe so मेरी daughter के summer holidays का एक अलग चल रहा है और मेरा ये वाला चलेगा. And then I can reach out to people and अभी भी groups हैं, so we can validate together. So that is what I'm doing currently. But the first thing was Jovo Jamba. So it is said that this was the statue that is consecrated or concealed in the first one. And now Jovo Jamba, when I saw, I was like, what does that mean? ये तो नाम लिया नहीं था उन्होंने. So then I googled, and Jovo means statue and Jamba means Lord Maitreya. And Lord Maitreya means again loving kindness. So and like I said, we come from a lineage of compassion and mercy. So this virtue is now becoming more significant, for my practice. Because like when we saw this entire convocation when happened, the core of all of this was loving compassion. To know that there are beings who are waiting for the humanity to evolve, and they have also given up on their illumination or their nirvana because they want humanity to evolve to Buddhahood before they could reach that realm. And one of the deities that they speak about is Buddha Avalokiteshwar. मेरी ना वो you something tripped जिसकी वजह से लाइट नहीं आ रही, मुझे बस ऊपर करके आना होगा. Just quickly come. Give me a minute. Okay, beta. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, so there was this beautiful Buddha statue, which is also called Buddha Avalokiteshwar, Chen Rizig. So Chen Rizig, and it is also called Buddha Kuan in some, in maybe Chinese or Tibet tradition. I just have to find out, who that person is. So it is said that this beautiful Buddha, when he saw the suffering of humanity, he broke into pieces, or she broke into pieces. So they broke into pieces, and when they were put together by, I think, Buddha Maitreya or somebody. They were put together, and then it had, or she had, or he had 1,000 arms and 11 heads and 1,000 eyes to be able to see and help the whole of humanity. And the more I go deeper and deeper or connect with that energy, it feels that somebody, or a being so loving, so kind, is trying to alleviate the sufferings or the sadness of so many human beings. So coming from this lineage or coming from this school, it becomes our responsibility to have that loving kindness, first and foremost for our family.
Goddess Kuan Yin is supposed to be the goddess of compassion, love, and
Yeah.
compassion.
Yeah. So, like, in various tradition, we say various names. So it is said that Buddha Avalokiteshwar and Buddha Kuan Yin are the same. And in Buddhism, it is they are also called Chen Rizig. So, different, like maybe because there is an influence of on ये सब मिला हुआ होगा ना उस time पे. So Bhutan may they call, the Buddhists call it a different name, and maybe Tibet may they call it a different name. So that ways, but the energies are the same, right? So while I was just pondering over loving compassion, and in pranic healing also, in fact, in Arhatic yoga, the first and foremost virtue that we need to practice is loving kindness and non-injury to ourselves and to others at, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level, right? So while diving deeper, like, it happens that you are going, so there is a responsibility. Now, with this understanding that we come from this lineage, we come from a school where the highest virtue, it is said that if you practice loving kindness, then the other four virtues are taken care. But you need to practice the other four virtues because, again, you want to perfect, or you need to master loving kindness and non-injury. And it is such a difficult thing to do. We cannot be loving kind, especially to the people who are closest to us. And that's such a sad thing. This is, and practically, this is what happens. You can be loving kind to everyone except for the people who are closest to you. So, pranic healers or the people in the school, if they are going through this issue in their life, or if they are, like, most of the people are here because of some problem. And if I have to, dive deeper into this, probably it will, the reason that will come up for most of us could be the lack of loving kindness and compassion, either towards our own selves or towards the people that we call family. So, the other day I shared with people that the God doesn't give you, when you pray for good relationships, God doesn't give you good relationships. He gives you an opportunity to develop good relationships. So God teaches you by way of contrast. So if you're in a relationship where there is so-called hell, that is where you start learning about what love could mean in this relationship, or what it could bring, to you, with respect to your growth, with respect to, your happiness, with respect to your joy. And while we are all praying for that loving, kind, understanding, nurturing, and those relationships, if if we were in one, we would not understand what it means. So there is a contrast situation that probably, like we choose our parents, we choose, in this birth, we choose what we want to, or how we want to be born. So if we reflect or step back and see, then probably even in the family that we are born, we will be able to see what love is not, in order to understand what love means to us. So for all of us who are in the school, right, loving kindness, non-injury is something that Master Choa tells us by virtue of understanding these virtues. So when he says that And he also tells us about the repercussions of not doing that, how we karmically create situations in our life. We are all able to understand. It resonates. And why it resonates is because we have to learn this as healers, as arhatic yogis. We have to learn this. So in order to learn, we were born in a contrast situation. And when you are born in a contrast situation, again, by virtue of your inner child wounds, you attract a pattern. When you attract a pattern, you are being given an opportunity to break that pattern. To break that pattern with loving kindness and non-injury. To utilize the love and compassion, the knowing of the love and compassion lineage that you are coming from. So many a times it happens because the spiritual path is so blissful, so blissful. You don't want to do the hard work. So आप क्या करने लगते हो? आप जो हार्ड वर्क है उससे पीछे भागने लगते हो. दादा इसके बिना भी चल सकता है क्या? Life is good. Do I really have to, fight this battle?
ये इतना रायता हमारा खुद का फैलाया हुआ है.
I don't know, like this just...
How do we do it? How do we create such a hell for us?
I know, like, how are you doing all of this to you? I was just like, Mishra, why are you doing this to you? And I'm like, okay, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, we need to now clean it up. All this mess is yours and you need to clean it up. So it's interesting to, before I came on this session, so there was a generational healing that happened. And I thought I would write a gratitude message to the master who did that generational healing. So I just wrote a nice message to her and I sent it. And then Patax, she replied, she said, what was the pattern that you wanted to heal? And I was like, okay. And then I wrote, this happened and I saw this and this. And then, she just broke it down. Tuck, 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 tuck. Okay, on second, I'm doing a session. You need to join. I said, okay, master. So, at that point of time, probably I felt like, एक होता है, बताना चाहिए, नहीं बताना चाहिए, But then I thought that to get that kind of understanding also that this problem exists, and this problem not only exists for me, but for a whole bunch of people who came before me also in that family lineage. It was like super empowering, to be able to see that, yeah, there is this particular problem that I'm observing. And instead of, blaming it also on an XYZ, if I take the responsibility of understanding that I'm here to heal it, I have a purpose. Then I have a purpose. Because, and that is like immediate purpose. My purpose could be bigger, but that you get the immediate purpose of this, choosing those parents. Then again, by virtue of choosing those kind of parents, you create your own pattern, those inner child wound, and through those inner child wound, you attract certain people in your life because, getting loving a person who might change the course of your life is also your choice. And when you feel like that, oh, it's my choice out of so many billion people, I chose this person. And I chose this person probably because at that point of time, my point of attraction was a match to this particular person. And if today, I feel that this is not right, or that means there is something that needs to be worked within myself. If things are kind of, there is some kind of tanatani and a push and pull happening. So probably, this session, before the session, like 20 minutes, I was just thinking about this entire thing, that how, we are coming in this planet with our own raita, और हम उसको फैला देते हैं और फिर हम सोचते हैं कि हमारे साथ हो गया। और कई लोग होते हैं जो पूरी जिंदगी सिर्फ इसीलिए परेशान होते हैं क्योंकि उनको लगता है कि this happened to them, how could it happen to them, how did the other person do this to them, or why they had such a you know sad life, or all of that. And there are so many people before you. Okay, so in this generation you're maybe you're going through a similar thing, but in previous generations people would have died of certain chronic illness because of going through a similar pattern, and they had no idea that this was a part of their generational wound, or it was part of their generational pattern, and they got grinded and wounded, and maybe uh, uh, rest happily or rest peacefully in the heavens. I'm not sure actually where.
Died or killed.
Yeah, died or killed or self-inflicted. And when you sit back and if you get that kind of an insight, you can feel and see the pain that people would have gone through, and how you have been protected in a way that you are able to see, oh, mera bhi kuch aise hi pattern aa raha hai, and probably I need to work on it. And I have done this generational healing like twice with the same master, but my perspective of looking at that particular scenarios, that situation, was never like that. I never thought it in that manner, which I could see during the 2 days or that particular session in those 2 days. So it's interesting, how your suffering is also planned by you. So probably a few years back, when I did generational healing, I was so focused on healing, the chinna binna bit in my family. I was like, koi badi problem nahi hai, and I was like doing this. And then again, I revised it, and then I thought I will do it for other people. That was my intention. मैं सीखूंगी और मैं दूसरों के लिए करूँ. Completely unaware of the fact that I'm missing out on the patterns that I see in my family. Like, you're so blinded. So you can call that karma, because you have to be inflicted of that pain, or you have to go through that emotion, you have to go through that suffering, that you are not, like, you just miss it. And then at this point of time when probably that peaks, or there is it's in your subconscious and you are very much trying to work on it, it shows up, and the right kind of situations get created. But interestingly, the situation got created with 800 other people or 600 other people. I was like, wow. सबको इकट्ठे लाके उनका उद्धार होना था. And then you get this knowledge and you're able to see so clearly that, oh, this is like a big thing in my family. This is a big pattern that I can see, and it needs to be broken. Not only for myself. And you won't believe, like, I was also doing this astrology work. And while I was doing that astrology work, I saw my daughter's chart. And my daughter is very emotional and all of that. So I was just saying, like, this needs to be, I was like, this needs to be worked out. This needs to be worked out, so that all this generational stuff does not get passed on. So I'm the filter. I need to be the filter. I need to stop this cycle at my point, because then probably I can give the coming generation an opportunity to not deal with the baggage of the previous generations, and rather just work on what is theirs. Right? So it's interesting, like the whole perspective, the whole understanding of the situation, it just evolved during these 4-5 days. And although I'm not getting a lot of time to think, because I have a lot of guests at my home, it is just before these sessions that I get 10-15 minutes to ponder, to see, to look, to dive deeper into these things. But then all of a sudden, it just comes out like that, and it becomes the thought of the day. So today, I just wanted to share this with all of you. That and probably Sumita and we had spoken, and it's interesting. I had a long conversation with Sumita because I said, even I want to identify my pattern, and she was like, I can't see any pattern. And I said, okay, but hoga to. She said, I really can't see any pattern. And the next day we had the generational healing. And when I came back and I said, I found my pattern. Sumita, I really found my pattern. So it's interesting, right? Sometimes you really have to. In fact, I think, हम खुद ही इतने सारे बैरिकेड्स बना देते हैं कि हम बहुत ज्यादा डीप ना जाएं अपनी लाइफ में. We create our own barriers that इसके beyond क्या जाना. Like, why to go and look into the past of my parents. As children, if there has been something that you've seen which was like uncomfortable, your memory tries to block it. I don't know why, but the memory tries to block it. And I have been blocking this for a long time, I guess. For a long, long time. So sometimes what happens is you are having some kind of a problem in your relationship, right? And probably you are aware also that there could have been some emotional issues with the parents, but then mentally you don't want to accept it. You say, my parents were like the best of couple. हमारी फैमिली में कभी ऐसा नहीं हुआ. You block that memory. You just block it, block it, block it. I don't know why we do it, but I have done this, and I don't know if you've also done it. Then probably you'll have to again, just go and see that ये मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगा था, and हम भी तो वही नहीं कर रहे. I think this is so important to, be truthful and be aware and be honest.
This is universal.
हाँ जी विकास.
I said this is universal.
अच्छा universal है.
Happens with everyone.
Yeah, we try to block. We really try to block.
हमारा माइंड ऐसे ही काम करता है सर.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. But maybe you're right. Yeah, you're right.
We don't want to relive a trauma, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is one way of protecting us.
But we are not protected. We are more inflicted by that. That is the sad reality.
Reality में और perception में फर्क रहता है.
So the perception is that we are trying to protect ourselves from the trauma, but that trauma, it's like, gandagi to hai, it's under the carpet.
Yes.
And then it takes time, and you've gone through the pain and suffering of it, and then it just reveals itself. And
कभी-कभी ना ऐसा लगता है कि स्पिरिचुअल लोगों की लाइफ ज्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्स होती है. मतलब जो लोग स्पिरिचुअल नहीं है या दे लिव देयर लाइफ हैप्पीली, जो मर्जी किया, जैसे मर्जी रहे, उनकी लाइफ ज्यादा सिंपल होती है. जो लोग स्पिरिचुअल रहते हैं वो शायद कुछ ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड लाइफ्स होती हैं उनकी, वो ज्यादा सेंसिटिव होते हैं, वो ज्यादा परेशान रहते हैं.
आप सही कह रहे हो. हाँ, सॉरी.
उनकी लाइफ में चैलेंजेस भी ज्यादा होते हैं. बट कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि दिस इज अवेयरनेस गिवन टू देम कि उसको उसी लाइफ में सॉल्व करके और उसके बाद नाउ ऑन यू लिव अ लाइफ ऑफ फ्रीडम. Maybe, may not. This is my theory.
No, you are right. Interestingly, how I see that is probably, people who are living or are unaware, they have multiple lifetimes of unawareness, to work out. So अगर वो unaware है इस life में, maybe उन्हें और कई birth लेने पड़ेंगे. But when somebody chooses a path of spirituality, it's like you're making a choice, or you're making a contract with the universe, saying that I'm ready to evolve. Give me what you have. I'll work on it. So it's like, in a class there are these students जो happily pass हो जाते हैं, एकदम मिनिमम थ्रेशोल्ड पे नंबर आते हैं और वो पास हो जाते हैं, और कुछ बच्चे होते हैं जिनको फर्स्ट आना होता है, सेकंड आना होता है, टॉप 10 में आना होता है। मेहनत तो वही कर रहे होते हैं। So something like that, because they want to really, they want their life to matter. So I think in life, जो will power होती है, that is where your will power comes in. You can choose to have a careless, carefree life, this lifetime, but maybe you are accumulating more lessons for the next incarnation, or maybe next to next incarnation, or the following incarnation. But for people who have chosen awareness, or who have chosen the path of spirituality, they are trying to work it out, because we don't know next lifetime में हमें कितनी मेहनत करनी पड़े in order to come to this level of consciousness. Like in my 30s, I got to know about pranic healing. And I still feel that it was too late. But my dad got to know about it in his 60s, late 60s. So I've seen the difference it made to my life and the difference it made to my dad's life. So, and my daughter is experiencing this, like from the time she was born. Like, yeah, 40 days she was the first, she attended her first erratic retreat. 30, 20, 38 days, maybe 38, 36 days. She was in the retreat. So it's interesting. Yeah. What you're saying is correct. So with that, let's start with the great invocation. And I have more like, things to think, and maybe something more that I can think through. That any great person who signs up for a larger purpose has a lot to go through. If you look at Sadhguru, if you look the journey of Master Chua, if you look at the journey of maybe Gautam Buddha, Sri Ram, or Krishna Ji, all of these great beings, for them, life was full of so much drama, so much, uh, choices, so many setbacks. That's how it has been for all the people who've chosen to opt for a spiritually inclined or rewarding life. So this tie-up will not be easy. And I think this tie-up is not meant for everyone. But for those whom it appeals, I think they have a tremendous opportunity to make the most of this one incarnation and not, take it slow. Go full on the journey. पूरी ताकत के साथ जाइए, पूरी विल पावर के साथ जाइए, and just see, what you can achieve, what you can give, what you can, what you are made to do during this one lifetime. Right? Are we all there? Okay, so let's do the great invocation. So now from here till the Guru Purnima, I've decided that we'll be doing the 7 Vajra Guru mantra for the starting of the great invocation. And then we'll do the great invocation and bless with Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay. So let's start. Be aware of your heart. Be aware of the beautiful energies of loving kindness and compassion in your heart. Be aware that, being part of Master Choa's school, or even being part of any of Master Choa's student, you have signed up for understanding loving compassion, loving kindness and compassion in your life. So If you're watching this video or if you're doing this meditation, just be aware that loving kindness and compassion is the single most virtue that you will learn in this lifetime. And as you master this virtue, you will be able to dive deeper into your own spirituality or your own divinity. So the way to master yourself or attain self-mastery in your life is through loving kindness or loving kindness, compassion, and showing mercy to others. Okay. So with that energy, I want you to think of one of the most troubled relationship that you have in your life. It could also be with yourself or it could be with the other person. So just be aware of the energy of love in your heart and just bring this person in front of you mentally and put your hands in the blessing position on the chest level and just send a lot of like waves of love from my heart to yours, waves of sweetness, waves of joy, waves of inner bliss, waves of forgiveness, waves of mercy, waves of compassion, waves of purity, thoughts, words, and action, waves of forgetfulness also, that the hurt and pain is numb in a good way. Just get it, release it, you let go of it from your memory. Just now we will again, so this is from your heart. Now we will think about or we will tune into the energy of the Buddha Avalokiteshwar, Buddha Kuan Yin, Chen Rizek. Be aware that this great being is practicing loving kindness and compassion at the planet level, waiting for every human being to evolve into their Buddhahood. And as our service to Buddha Avalokiteshwar, we bless this one person who means a lot to us with their Buddha nature. So be aware of the energy of loving kindness, mercy, and compassion with this giant being of loving kindness and compassion. Be aware that this being is standing behind you, touching your back heart, activating your back heart so that you can send waves of sweetness, waves of love, waves of inner bliss, inner joy, love, mercy, and compassion, and self-forgetfulness to this being in front of you. Namaste, Atma, Namaste. Namaste, I salute the divinity within you. I'm so grateful that you've chosen to be the subject for me to be able to understand what loving kindness means. I see you as a subject that I need to master and not an enemy that I need to fight with. I really need to study you well. I really need to master this lesson that you are throwing at me time and again to become more loving, more kind, more compassionate. And I really salute your patience. I really salute your hard work. And also your karma to be able to hold your presence in my life so strongly that I do not have an option to let go of my practice of loving kindness and non-injury or compassion. So, I look at you and I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much for holding this ground for me, for being here in my life and reminding me I'm still on this journey, still have a lot of work to do to master this virtue of loving kindness, compassion. Look at the face of this person with a lot of love. This person has really chosen to bring that karmic lesson to you with repercussions that he or she might go through just because this person is bringing that lesson to you. So the times that you felt bad, the lot many times when you would have said something so good, this person would have lost the speed of evolution just because you criticized that person, just because you were nasty to that person. So be aware and at soul level say, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. But I'm grateful for your presence in my life. And I understand and realize the pain and suffering that you have to go through in order to teach me this lesson, in order to shift the energies within myself through your reactions, through your actions, through the life that you're living. And you have chosen this so that I may develop the virtue or the love that is required to master the virtue and to be a good student of my school. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly understand your pain. I truly understand your journey. And I wish you waves of love, waves of sweetness, waves of joy, waves of inner bliss. And may I learn this last lesson as soon as possible so that both of us can be healed and both of us can live a life of more joy, more happiness, more affection together. So thank you. I love you. Deep breath and shower this person with waves of love again, waves of sweetness, waves of joy, forgiveness at all levels. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now disconnect, cut, cut 3 times and let this person leave. Now be aware of yourself. Be aware of your connection with the higher soul, your connection with your guru, your connection with your guru's guru, your connection with the higher beings, your connection with the divine father and mother aspect, and your connection with the divine supreme. Just say thank you so much for this insight. Thank you. To the Lord of Karmas, we thank you. I understand my lesson. Please be more kind to me. Please be more kind to us. I am able to see the pattern, able to understand the lesson. Please be kind to us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we will chant Vajra Guru Mantra 7 times. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padma 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 Siddhi Hum. Your hand in the blessing position, the great invocation. Put your attention on your forehead. We will chant the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May the great teacher return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of every person, every being. The purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the will to do good descend on earth. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power manifest and restore the divine plan on earth. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 3 times. Visualize beautiful pink energy of loving kindness surrounding the whole earth. And be aware of like this golden energy of divine love surrounding the entire earth. And these energies are being penetrated or anchored through the heart and forehead of all beings. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. May all beings in the lower worlds, middle worlds, higher worlds be divinely blessed by the loving kindness and compassionate purifying light. So be it, so be it, so it is. May the hearts of all human beings be divinely blessed by the love, light, and power. May their hearts be blessed with joy, inner bliss, inner peace, with forgiveness and authenticity. So be it, so be it, so it is. May all of them be blessed with wisdom, with self-forgetfulness, with inner forgiveness, with divine love and joy and abundance. So be it, so be it, so it is. Visualize the Buddha Avalokiteshwar is activating the back hearts of all human beings who are in pain, who are suffering, who are resentful, who are unhappy. And this great Buddha sends the healing energies of loving kindness and compassion to the back hearts of all of humanity, helping them unload, offload their sadness, their resentments, their hurts, and transmuting it into loving kindness for all. Be aware of the energies of the Buddha Avalokiteshwar, the one with 1,000 hands, 10 heads, and 1,000 eyes, in watching of watching over all of humanity to help them alleviate their suffering, the sadness, the resentments, and helping them heal of their pains, soothe of their pain. So be it, so be it, so it is. From the great beings of love, passing through Buddha Avalokiteshwar, passing through my teacher, passing through me. All of these energies are transmuting into loving kindness. Deep breath and share it with your family, especially the ones who are very close to you. May all of you be blessed with a kind and loving heart. Take a deep breath and be aware of the Lord of Karmas smiling at you with the understanding that you are learning your lessons. And this lesson is learned well. Just thank the Lord of Karmas. I know this lesson. I can see this lesson. I'm healing this lesson. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the great teachers, especially to Master Marilai. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May you be divinely blessed by the loving, compassionate, purifying light of the great Buddha, my teacher, our teacher. Thank you so much. May you be blessed with a long life, long, healthy, happy, joyous life. Thank you, Master Marilai, for your generosity. Thank you so much. Now be aware of your children and look them into their eyes and just say, I take the responsibility of healing this issue and restricting this issue from this point onwards. And I love you so much. You're going to manifest your own greatness without the bitterness and hurt from the previous generation's lessons. I love you. You're blessed. And just bless them with waves of love, waves of sweetness for the healing that they need in order to heal from the wounds that have indirectly been passed on. May your sadness, joy, wounds be transmuted. I take the responsibility for the previous generation. You are healed. You're healed at all levels. So good. So good. So good. Visualize this little love of your life in a ball of pink light, full of love, joy, and happiness, and being tremendously healed at all levels. Physical, energetic, psychological, mental, and spiritual. So be it, so be it, so it is. Tathastu, and you disconnect the cord of unwanted, unauthorized, illegal emotions passing through. Cut, cut, cut. I disconnect you from generational wounds. Right now, right now, right now. So be it, so be it, so it is. You're blessed. Feel it. Feel your energies. So, thank you. To the Supreme God, we thank you. To the Divine Father, Mother, we thank you. To all the great, great ones, Holy Gurus, Holy Master Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, we thank you all. Especially to Buddha Avalokiteshwar. Thank you. Thank you so much. To the Lord of Karma. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. To Lord Padmasambha, to Mahaguruji Neling, to Master Shaw Foxway, to dear Master Madam. Thank you so much. In full faith, we thank you. With deep gratitude, immense respect, and lots of love, we thank you all. Slowly. You can open your eyes with a big, broad smile. So no pattern to so much, Sumita. Oh God. Yeah. It is so beautiful. Thank you, Vikas, for joining. I don't know, like, I shouldn't say I don't know. I probably it was meant for all three of us and those who will watch. And I hope you can also see the patterns or identify the patterns that are being
I
created.
have a
Yeah? Sorry?
live stream. I have a suggestion.
विकास आप कुछ कह रहे हैं सॉरी मैं सुन नहीं पा रही हूँ
I have a suggestion. We
अच्छा
can discuss it afterwards when we
okay
are not live.
okay fine I will just close the live stream maybe Sumita you have something to say for the live stream
Just I remembered that Master Glenn told one thing, and then that connected to our Lord Avalokiteshwar. He told there are three kind of disciples.
hmm.
One disciple individual, so that person works on individual spiritual growth. And second, I don't remember. So that
Is
is
a sailor
king. The
no
first
the
one is
first one is the king the second one is the sailor the third one is the shepherd
shepherd. So second one is sailor, that who goes to spiritual growth and then take along the people, but that person is in the front. And
correct
shepherd is he is at the last. So he want to take all the people to Buddhahood, and then he will get his Buddha, his or her Buddhahood.
yeah
This is very. And then that story of Lord Avalokiteshwar. No? So he took
yeah
the oath that until and unless the entire human being is getting the Buddhahood, he will not get. And if he breaks that oath, his head will be broken into 1,000 pieces. Oh my God. And then just he got so fed up after so much work, just one thought that it's not possible to get all human beings to Buddhahood, and that's when that
he
head
blasted
broken
him
in 1,000 pieces. What a comparison, no? Taking all humankind to Buddhahood, then only he'll be Buddha.
so how can we support them
Yeah.
support them by at least
Yeah.
showing loving kindness and compassion to our own family members and
Mm.
also taking charge of their journey
Mm.
to an extent, like, to become a better version of ourselves so that they are inspired to take a similar action in their life.
Mm.
How tough is that? Yeah. So it's a huge task or it's a huge commitment. But yeah, we probably creating wholesome families is what is the goal.